In this video, I would like to talk about Java methods, method calls, and parameters. I don't have a specific handout for this topic. Instead, I just want to continue with examples that we have already created in our validator class in the previous video. To get started, I will close my current project. Just right-click and close, and create a new project with the same parameters and name it week 8. And as before, we will create the main class. And this is now the only file that I have in this project. But I would like to reuse the validator class that we've developed during the previous video in this project as well. So for this, I would like to go back to my directory structure, and my previous project was called week 7. So I'm going to the source of this project, and I will now copy the validator Java file. Just copy it to my new project under week 8, source, week 8, and side by side with my new file, main Java, which is empty. We'll just paste this validator.java. Of course, NetBeans recognizes that there was new file added in this subfolder, so it assumes that it belongs to the same package. And I will now go ahead and open this file, but you should notice that the package name is still incorrect because it was created in a different project with a different package name. So I'll just change this to week 8. And so this is all it takes for me to move this class from the previous project to the new project. You already know that every method in Java must be defined inside some class. So this makes Java a bit unusual among other programming languages. Most programming languages allow to have independent methods or functions, also known as procedures or subroutines, defined independently of any classes. So these methods can be called independently from within anywhere in our program. But in Java, the story is different. All methods must be placed or must belong to a certain class. And one purpose of a class is to group together related methods and variables. Perhaps the designers of Java decided that everything in your program must be related, and somehow, since everything is related to something, then we begin to imagine Java program potentially having a huge set of methods and variables, and those methods and variables could be created by many different programmers. So the fact that methods are grouped into named classes should therefore help to eliminate some confusion about relationships between the methods and variables in all of these classes. So that's just the philosophy potentially that was originally behind this idea that every method, such as this string to integer, get integer, and so forth, all methods that we've added to the validator class in our previous demonstration should belong to a class. They cannot be placed outside of class, like, outside of any class. So this is the requirement. And so far we have written multiple methods which we declared static. Okay, so there's lots of instances of the static keyword. Pretty much everything that we've done so far in the body of this validator class is defined as static. So the idea of a static method should be pretty easy to understand. In a running program, static method is independent from other members of its class, like this validator class. In other words, when we call these methods in our validator class, we really don't care about the rest of the validator class implementation, right? So if we have a string and we want to convert it to an integer, we just call this method, and we pretty much don't care what else is happening inside this class. We're just focusing on one single method that we want to invoke. So let's make again a quick demonstration of this. If in my main method I would like to invoke a string to integer, I can write something like integer value equals validator string to integer, and I can pass a value right here. So my value can be anything I like, 1, 2, 3, okay, 123. So I want to take a string like this and convert it to an integer value. So then, of course, if I'd like to validate what happened, I can system.out and print the result, right? So I like to decorate my outputs for debugging purposes within the square brackets or something else, which will be easy to recognize when we print this result. So if I save this and run it just to verify that my project is all organized correctly, you see that the quick run shows me the result 123, and this time the value was already converted to an integer from a string.